Man, that feeling from Qatar in 2022, when Lionel Messi finally lifted that World Cup trophy, it was just pure magic. But now, the world champions are looking ahead. The mission? Defend the crown in North America. And this isn't just about winning another tournament, you know? It's about cementing a legacy. And it all really boils down to one massive question. And there it is, the question that's on pretty much every football fan's mind. Is Lionel Messi, who's going to be turning 39, actually going to be there to lead the team one last time? Well, the answer? It's a little complicated, so let's dive into it. You know, right after that 2022 final, the story seemed pretty clear. This was it, Messi's perfect swan song. But as you know, in the world of football, things can change, and they can change really, really fast. So let's really dig into this question of his return. So you've got this tug of war, right? On one side, you have Messi's own words, right after they won, saying that Qatar was his last World Cup. But then, on the other side, you've got these recent reports coming from people who are really close to him, and they're painting a totally different, much more hopeful picture. That door, it seems, is definitely not shut. And this quote right here from Claudio Guganali, a former assistant coach who knows Messi well, it just says it all. It really shows you how much the thinking has shifted. After meeting with him, Guganali's takeaway was simple. He has zero doubt that Messi will be there. And you have to understand, this is about way more than just physical fitness. This is about raw, unfiltered passion. Googly's comment that Messi truly cries for the national team, I mean, that tells you everything about his incredible commitment. That kind of fire is just so hard to walk away from. But look, whether Messi plays or not, the man calling the shots, Lionel Scaloni, he's not just sitting around hoping. Nope, he is building a machine designed to win, by blending that championship-winning old guard with a hungry new generation. So let's take a look at his blueprint. So what's Scaloni's big idea? It's pretty smart, actually. It's all about evolution, not revolution. He's keeping the core DNA that won them the cup in 2022, but he's injecting it with all this fresh energy and talent. The result? A squad that's both super experienced and incredibly dynamic. And here is the absolute backbone of that experience. I mean, you've got the unshakable Dibu Martinez in goal, the rock at the back Christian Romero, the relentless engine in midfield Rodrigo de Paul, and of course the legend himself, Messi, leading the line. These guys are the leaders. They're the ones who set the standard for everyone else. But let's be real, the veterans can't do it all on their own. The part that gets me really excited for Argentina's future is this unbelievable crop of young players who are already bossing it at the highest levels over in Europe. And just look at this list. In the midfield, you've got Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea and Liverpool's Alexis McAllister. These two were already huge in 2022, and now they're bona fide superstars. They give the team this perfect tactical balance. Enzo controls the game from deep, and McAllister is just this tireless engine connecting everything. And up front, oh man, the future is incredibly bright with Julian Alvarez from Man City and the absolutely electric Alejandro Garnacho. Okay, let's talk about the wild card for a second, because Scaloni's biggest surprise call-up has to be Manchester United's young phenom Alejandro Garnacho. This kid represents a whole new type of attacker for them. Fearless, direct, and he could be a total game changer coming off the bench. So why all the hype? Well, just look at the numbers. 17. Last season for Manchester United, he had a combined 17 goals and assists. That's not just potential, that is real, tangible, game-winning impact from the wing. And then there's Julian Alvarez. He's so much more than just a goal scorer. He is a truly modern forward. His relentless pressing, which you see week in, week out for Manchester City, it gives Argentina a totally new dimension up top. It lets them win the ball back high up the field and just create chaos for other teams' defenses. All right, so the squad is shaping up to be seriously formidable. Now, let's take a look at the first steps they're going to have to take on their journey to defend the title over in North America. So, Argentina has been placed in Group J. And yeah, on paper, it looks pretty manageable, but hey, we all remember what happened against Saudi Arabia in 2022. They learned the hard way that there are absolutely no easy games at a World Cup. So their campaign is going to kick off on June 16th against Algeria in Kansas City. From there, they'll head to Dallas for their next two games. First up is Austria on June 22nd, and then they'll finish out the group stage against Jordan on June 27th. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit, because this tournament is about so much more than just another title defense. This is about Argentina's place in the history books. It's about chasing something truly legendary. 3. That's the number. 3 stars on that famous Argentina crest. 3 different times they've been crowned champions of the entire world, and each one of those victories defined an entire era of football. First came 1978 on home soil with Mario Kempes banging in the goals. Then, of course, the unforgettable 1986 tournament, where Diego Maradona basically dragged his team to glory all by himself. And finally, 2022, the one we all just witnessed, when Lionel Messi completed football and cemented his place among the absolute immortals. And this is what really puts their challenge into perspective. Winning this thing back-to-back is almost impossible. In the modern era, only one nation has ever pulled it off: the legendary Brazil side of 1958 and 62, led by a young Pelé. That is the size of the mountain that Argentina is trying to climb. Which, of course, brings us to the final, ultimate question. With this perfect blend of battle-hardened champions and a thrilling new generation of stars, and with the potential, just the potential, for one last dance from their iconic number 10, can this team actually defy history? Can they do what hasn't been done in more than 60 years and achieve true football immortality? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see in 2026.